Hi everyone, welcome to Chinese Pod. My name's Gwilym.
Hi everyone, this is Fee.
Today we have a lesson all about asking how far somewhere is.
That's right. So we're going to learn loads of good phrases for you to ask for directions, as well as how you're going to get to somewhere. So it's kind of a combination of directions and transportations.
Okay, so the two key characters to look out for is cóng,
which means from this point or in time or place to another.
and also li, second tone.
Li also has a similar function in kind of identifying how far you are from a particular time or place.
And in today's case, they're going out for a restaurant. They're going to the chopstick restaurant.
筷子餐厅，筷子餐厅。
Okay, well, without further ado, let's listen to the dialogue 3 times.
好，那我们来听听今天的对话。
明天晚上在哪里吃饭？
在筷子餐厅。
筷子离这里远不远？
筷子就在大学附近，离这里很近。
我们怎么去？
我们搭公交车去，
从这里搭公交车要多久？
只要10分钟。
第3遍。明天晚上在哪里吃饭？
在筷子餐厅。
筷子离这里远不远？
筷子就在大学附近，离这里很近。
我们怎么去？
我们搭公交车去，
从这里搭公交车要多久？
只要10分钟。
第2遍。明天晚上在哪里吃饭？
在筷子餐厅。
筷子离这里远不远？
筷子就在大学附近，离这里很近。
我们怎么去？
我们搭公交车去，
从这里搭公交车要多久？
只要10分钟。
Okay, let's translate it.
明天晚上在哪里吃饭？
Where will we eat tomorrow evening?
明天晚上在哪里吃饭？
Where shall we eat tomorrow evening?
在筷子餐厅。
At the chopstick restaurant.
在筷子餐厅。
At the restaurant known as Chopsticks.
筷子离这里远不远？
How far is it from the chopsticks to here?
筷子离这里远不远？
How far is it from chopsticks from here?
筷子就在大学附近，离这里很近。
Chopsticks is just by the university. It's very close.
筷子就在大学附近，离这里很近。
Chopsticks is in the vicinity of the university. From here, it's very close.
我们怎么去？
How do we get there?
我们怎么去？
How will we get there?
我们搭公交车去。
We will take some public transport.
我们搭公交车去。
We will take the bus.
从这里搭公交车要多久？
How long does it take from here by bus?
从这里搭公交车要多久？
From here, how long does it take to get there by public transport?
只要10分钟。
Only 10 minutes.
只要10分钟。
Only 10 minutes.
All right, let's 10 minutes. All right, let's discuss today's dialogue.
Okay, so the first sentence is a traditional word order sentence in Chinese.
A classic, rather, maybe better, a classic word order where we see the time, then where, and then what.
Now, if you want to learn more about this, we made a lesson all about Chinese word order last week.
Okay, so here, if you've already watched the lesson, you might be curious as to where the who is. Now, because if we're talking about where we want to go to dinner, it's very clear who is going to dinner. So in Chinese sentences, often the very, very obvious information is omitted. So that's why we hear 明天晚上在哪里吃饭? The full sentence would be 我们明天晚上在哪里吃饭? Now last week when we were playing, or the last lesson when we were playing the game, we had actual locations. But here you see it's replaced by what maybe you could loosely call a question word. Right? So this is the case. Yeah, you could put this in any of the slots in last week's game.
In this case, they're going to a restaurant known as Chopsticks.
筷子,筷子,
餐厅,
餐厅, restaurant. Now, the next logical question is...
How far is it from here?
Yeah. 筷子离这里远不远?
Okay, so look at the structure. A, li, B. In this case, B is here. And then the sentence ending.
So let's look at the ending. So, 远,远. Third tone means?
Far.
Far. So, far, not far. So this is a classic way to make a Chinese question. So, 筷子 A, 离这里远不远? So, A, 离 B, 远不远? How far is A to B?
Now, could you switch it round? Could you say B, li, A, yuan, bu, yuan?
So maybe you want to ask, can I say, 这里离筷子餐厅远不远? Of course you can. So in Chinese, the topic of the sentence, so the topic is what you would say is what you're actually talking about, would go first. So if you were talking about places around here, or maybe you're here, and you've been like, 这里离筷子远不远? Maybe you're going to 筷子, and we're talking about that. But here, what are they talking about?
They're talking about the restaurant
筷子餐厅, right? So that, of course, goes first.
Now, how do they say that the restaurant is close to the university?
With a great bit of vocabulary that you should learn, and that is 附近. 附近.
So, 近 means close. I guess 附近, is this like the vicinity?
Exactly. So maybe when you're describing a neighborhood or in this kind of area, you would use 附近. Now, before we learned 远, and that is far, and the opposite of that is 近.
So before we had the A, li, B structure. In this case, we've omitted the A. Why is that?
Because the topic of the conversation is very, very clear. Just like in the first sentence when we omitted the 我们, right? Because it's clear that it's us two that's going to the restaurant. Here, it's already in the same sentence. They've already talked about 筷子餐厅. So the A, which is 筷子餐厅, is automatically omitted. So here we have 离这里很近. If we want to see the expanded, the full sentence, it would be 筷子餐厅就在大学附近. 筷子餐厅离这里很近. But as you can hear, I'm repeating unnecessary information twice.
Okay, well, how are we getting there?
So we are taking the bus. We are riding the bus. 我们搭公交车去.
Okay, 搭 is the verb to take when you're passively being taken somewhere. So common modes of transport are aeroplanes, boats, and public transport.
That's right, yeah. 搭公交车 when you're not actually driving and you're riding in a vehicle. So this could also be maybe a friend giving you a ride. So if you were to give me a ride, I could say 我要搭 Gwilym 的车去. So we've had some questions on the comments board with some users asking us, what's the difference between 搭 and 坐? Now, both are very similar, especially in this context. 搭 means to passively take or passively ride on something. With the verb 坐, it's a bit more literal. You're literally sitting on a mode of transport. So any kind of mode of transport where you can get a seat, you can say 坐. 坐船, 坐飞机, 坐地铁. But I would say if you want to make your Mandarin sound just that little bit better, 搭 is the somewhat more specific verb for taking transport passively.
Okay, well, there you go. If you want to sound better and use a slightly more appropriate verb, use the verb 搭.
Yeah. Okay, so now, the next question is, how long will the bus take, right?
So from here, taking the bus, how long does it take?
从这里搭公交车要多久?
多久?
多久, how long? So, 要多久, how long will it take? 从这里搭公交车要多久?
So, 公交车 is a word for public transport, or more specifically, a town bus. But there's another HSK1 word, which is what?
公共汽车. It's just a slightly more expanded version of bus.
Or you can abbreviate that just to 公车.
公车. Now, this sentence is great for asking how long a mode of transport takes to get from A to B location.
So how about if I was in Beijing and I wanted to know how long it takes to fly to London?
Okay, first let me just clarify this sentence that we see here today. Because the destination, which is?
London?
No, 筷子餐厅.
Right, the chopstick restaurant.
That's right. So, 从这里搭公交车要多久? The destination is very clear, so it's not said out loud. However, if you wanted to say how long does it take from Beijing to get to London, you would have to add the destination. Now, the way we would do this is 从北京坐飞机 or 搭飞机到伦敦要多久?
So from Beijing, taking the plane to London wants to use how much time?
Yeah, will take how long? Now you might notice that why aren't the two locations put together, right? Why is the mode of transport stuck in between the two locations? Well, actually, if you think about it in terms of how the time passes, it makes a lot of sense, right? You're literally progressing along on your journey. Now let's take a more domestic. Maybe you want to say 从这里坐公交车到火车站要多久?
So from here, taking the public
the bus.
to the main station, how long does that take?
Yeah. So here you can still use here or there, but just remember that the location, the initial location, the mode of transport, and then the final destination. That's how the order goes. It goes as the time would. So if you're just thinking about it as you would be taking that bus, taking that plane, your grammar will be correct.
Okay, and in this case, it only takes 10 minutes.
只要10分钟.
So here the 只, third tone, is an adverb for emphasis, only, but you can't use it by itself.
That's right. So you can say it's only 10 minutes. 只要10分钟. You can say 要10分钟 because previously the question was 从这里搭公交车要多久? 要10分钟. And for emphasis, you can add the 只要10分钟.
Okay, well, how about we listen to the dialogue 3 more times?
好，那我们就再来听听今天的对话。
明天晚上在哪里吃饭？
在筷子餐厅。
筷子离这里远不远？
筷子就在大学附近，离这里很近。
我们怎么去？
我们搭公交车去。
从这里搭公交车要多久？
只要10分钟。
第3遍。明天晚上在哪里吃饭？
在筷子餐厅。
筷子离这里远不远？
筷子就在大学附近，离这里很近。
我们怎么去？
我们搭公交车去。
从这里搭公交车要多久？
只要10分钟。
第2遍。明天晚上在哪里吃饭？
在筷子餐厅。
筷子离这里远不远？
筷子就在大学附近，离这里很近。
我们怎么去？
我们搭公交车去。
从这里搭公交车要多久？
只要10分钟。
Now this lesson is all about prepositions, so we would recommend you get used to saying these structures because it can get a bit confusing. You have to juggle a lot of information in your working memory, like from here, taking this mode of transport to there. It's quite a long sentence.
Well, I guess luckily, to your advantage, you just tell yourself, luckily Chinese sentence structures, especially when it comes to time and travel, it always happens in a very chronological order, right? It goes as things happens. Now, especially as a beginner, prepositions and talking about directions can be very difficult. How? Not in terms of the grammar, just because you're trying to fit a lot of vocabulary that you probably haven't learned yet into an existing kind of sentence structure. So there's the vocabulary that you might not have yet, and then there's the grammar aspect. But luckily, Chinese grammar is not as difficult as most people think. And we've got a lot of great examples here for you to practice. Now, if you're interested in sentence structures, go to the video that we talked about first and maybe come back and watch this. And now you have loads of great directional sentences to work with as well.
Okay, so today we've taught you cóng and li. And once you've mastered them, you're pretty much set for kind of making a basic sentence in Chinese.
All right, we'll see you again next time. 再见.
再见.